And just when we thought we were turning a corner, a new variant that's out of this world. Stay tuned to find out more. A new variant recently popped up, and its origins have been traced back to the planet Unicron. Thus, it's been aptly named the Unicron Variant, and it's been spreading across the Autobot planet Cybertron at an alarming rate. To treat this new strain, Optimus Prime has been distributing cybermectin, an ancient therapeutic indigenous to the planet Cybertron, which was used to cure the Dinobots of parasites many moons ago. Joe Rogan recently had Optimus Prime on his podcast to discuss the healing properties of cybermectin, as well as possible side effects. During the podcast, Optimus Prime stated that although the therapeutic has not been approved by the IFDA, the Intergalactic Food and Drug Administration, it has been wildly successful in curing those who contract the virus. However, DNN, the Decepticon News Network, was outraged that Rogan would give Prime a platform to spread his dangerous falsehoods. Thus, chief correspondents Megatron and Starscream recently wrote a scathing hit piece entitled, "Violent MMA Fighter Colludes with Autobot Leader to Push Dinobot Dewormer as Viable Treatment, Threatening the Lives of Millions." In response to this smear, Joe Rogan has invited both Megatron and Starscream, along with Optimus Prime, to be guests on his next podcast, which he will host from Moonbase 1 on the planet Cybertron. Both Rogan and Prime plan to call out the DNN correspondents for spreading false information about cybermectin while ignoring its efficacy against the Unicron variant. Surprisingly, both Megatron and Starscream gladly accepted the invitation. However, Megatron plans to remain in his gun form, as he fears Rogan may physically attack him.
"He is a former UFC fighter, after all,"
Megatron stated in a recent interview. Many Autobots have come to Rogan's defense, most notably the Dinobot Grimlock, who tweeted out the following.
"Why DNN smear Joe Rogan about cybermectin? It helped Grimlock long time ago, and helped him and family to defeat Unicron today. It's been around longer than DNN. Joe Rogan not bad man. Just want to show how Prime helped Cybertron."
While Megatron and Starscream continue to double down ahead of the podcast, other 1980s cartoon villains, namely Emperor Zebo and Viceroy Throck of the Drool Empire, are calling for Rogan's podcast to be removed from Spotify. If their demands are not met, they plan to remove every episode of Voltron from the Spotify platform. The biggest development from this threat is the trending Google search, "What is Voltron?" among millennials and Zoomers. Amidst the cries to cancel Rogan and Rumble offering him a $100 million deal, Optimus Prime's Moonbase 1 streaming is currently trying to outbid Rumble and bring Rogan's podcast on board. When pressed on how he plans to top Rumble's offer, Optimus Prime stated,
"To what I am offering, Joe, there's more than meets the eye."
Well, I hope you enjoyed the pandemic pandemonium in this episode of Quirks in Pop Culture. Pop culture references you won't hear anywhere else, because they all come from up here. And to my fellow Gen Xers out there,
Ba weep grana weep mimi bang.